Hey everybody, it's your old pal Rob. Well, today I'm actually doing something I've been itching to do here, and that's paint on this channel. Like I said, we're coming back, and we're coming back strong, and we're going to be doing everything that we used to do. A lot of painting and stuff like that. Today we're going to be doing some of the accessories and the snotlings for a game that I absolutely love. It's actually the second set that I'm going to be painting. It is Dungeon Bowl, because I'm going to do it just for you guys to show you a quick, easy way to get it to the table. Nothing complicated. We're going to do the most important part, which is the scenery, and the snotlings are easy, so I figured I'd throw them in there while we're doing the chest, some balls, and also the warps, because those are just important to do when you want to do something. Now, I bought a couple sets of this, and I'm going to show you one way to do the warps, but there is another way to do them, and that is to paint them green. Now, why would you do that? Very easy. The reason is if you want to combine sets and you wanted to do something where you can actually have 12 of these warps out there, which would be pretty sick. You can have different colors, and then you just know that the green is like 7, 8, 9, 10, and so forth and so on. So that's the way we do it here, because back in the day we used to play a full table. Now, the table, when we were up in Connecticut, our table was a 10 by 12, just like it is right now. And when we would play Dungeon Bowl, it was a 10 by 12 of that dungeon stuff. So before I go too much and keep on going and on and on and on, let's go down to the table and get these things painted up. This is going to be first of the series, and then we're going to do the ogres, and we're also going to do the what's the other things that are the dwarves, and then the elves and the skaven. So we'll give you a quick view on how to paint it up quick and get it to the table, which is the most important thing. So let's go down to the table, start painting. So some of the things that we're going to be working on, I want to work on these treasure chests, I want to work on these warp areas, and I've got these snotling things or whatever, which is pretty easy. As you can see, I just base coated with a light green. This I use a Vallejo light brown, because we're going to darken that up. Just Army Painter, you know how much we love Army Painter. Gray over this. And the balls, I just kind of did the same thing with the light tan. I'm not a big guy that has to overdo the balls and stuff like that, but we'll get them painted up and just have some extra balls on hand, because I have like 500 of them already painted. So let's get started here. So one of the strange combinations that I found is that when I'm painting wood now, I do something a little different. I go over with like a Xandri dust, and then I break out a contrast Fire Slayer Flesh, which is for our good friends, of course, as you know, the dwarves. But I really like this on wood, and you could see where I'm getting this from. So I'm just going to do this last chest, which has the ball in it. You want to do the outsides first. Okay, that's probably the most important things, and you also don't want a burr on there like I got there, but we'll paint over it right now, and then I'll cut it off later. And what you want to do is make sure that you don't pool up in here. So you want to take your contrast and really move it around, and it really gives a nice wood effect, especially with this, where the wood is kind of secondary to the metallic that goes around it, which really makes these chests pop, and especially inside. Now I got the ball in there, so I really don't mind this color getting in there really well. And then we just let these dry, and then we go on to a next step. But while these are drying, we're going to be doing some other things. So you'll see us bouncing back and forth, because when you're painting, you want to make sure the most important thing that you do is no wasted motions, no wasted time. Constantly painting something instead of talking like I'm doing right now. So you constantly just want to go over and just make sure that you got everything. You can see how nice and dark that really works in there, and kind of gives me what I want to build the basis outwards. So we're going to move on to something else while these dry, and then we'll come back to them and I'll show you what else we're going to do. So next we have our portals that we want to mess up with, want to mess with. And just to let you guys know, now that we are on the farm, we now have kind of adopted the attitude that I keep all my junk brushes in the rooster of holding, since we live on a farm now. So, you know, kind of keeping up with the theme and everything like that. So I wanted to grab a smaller brush, okay, and I want to do with a nice Tekis blue right in the middle here. So I'm going to get some of these painted, and I'll show you a little further once I get down to the last one, how I go about getting that Tekis blue in there. Now at the top, I told you that we were going to go with a Tekis blue, but I decided to change it up and go with a Calgar blue. The reason being, I want to use that as an undercoat. Now, of course, you know, try to water down your paints a little bit. And as you see, I have over here. And then just come in here nice with your brush and just work it around. That's all you got to do. Anybody can do this. Like I said at the top of the show, if you are an experienced painter, you are not going to want to watch this channel, okay? Because this isn't for experienced people. This is for people that are just picking up a brush and don't know what to do. And hey, I've done this for a lot of years. Of course, the last couple of years I've been kind of banged up, but we're back. And we're gonna be doing a lot of painting on this channel, because originally that's all we kind of did: paint, play games, and have a good time. Well, guess what? We're back and we're stronger and better than ever, and we're gonna bring all that wonderful stuff to you guys. There you go. You want to make sure you get both sides. Don't mess up like I normally do and do one side and then forget the rest. And then when everybody comes over and plays, they flip it over, and it's of course total different side. Now you could do something which would be kind of cool if you wanted to go like green on one side and blue on the other side, just to kind of change up the warps a little bit. You can do that. That's kind of cool actually, because then one game you just want to play with green ones and one game you want to play with blue ones. It's up to you. You have the freedom to do whatever you want. So we're going to let those dry, and then we're going to come back and we're going to work on those, but we still have some other stuff while everything else is drying. Now, while we're waiting for everything to dry, I really kind of want to take some Athonian camo shade and do our little snotlings. Even though they have their clothes and everything, I'm not worried. I want complete coverage. I did these other guys already. Again, we're trying to keep this video under 20 hours. But all I want to do is just take a little bit and really get it into those recesses, work my brush, and let the brush do all the work, folks. You'll know. And you just hold them up there like that, and then you can kind of just spin them around a little bit, and then boom. Not too hard. Let them dry, and then we'll take them and we'll start detailing them sooner than later. But we gotta let them dry. So now we're gonna move back up, and we're gonna start working on some other things here. Okay, now you want to take some lead belcher here. Really good color here, and what you want to do is start getting the outside of these chests, and it's really pretty easy. Don't let it intimidate you, especially if you're a first-time painter. All you want to do is just kind of, you see where I'm holding this? I'm putting my finger right in the middle here, and I'm holding this here because that I'm going to have completely gold. We're going to mix up the colors because you really want to kind of try to take your time and really make these chests really stand out a little bit. See, we're getting the locks there, and then you work your way around here like so, because probably the biggest focus in the game until the ball comes out is these chests. And now when you're working this piece over the top here, work to the outside here, okay, so you don't catch the inside of it. The reason being is that there is a nice little lip here that you're going to have to paint anyways, so you're just going to come up over through here anyways. So if you're working from the outside, if you slip your hand or something like that, it doesn't go inside, it goes outside, which you got to paint anyways, right? So now, as you can see, I'm just working this along here. You want to take your time here, especially with this middle strap here. Nice and easy. There we go. And there you go. The nicer that you make these, they really stand out. It really enhances the game, I think. See, as you can see, I just kind of work that inside, and then I constantly work outside because I'm just going over the paint I already did. Okay, and boom, there we go. Really simple, nice and easy. Get that chest down, put it down, boom. And what we're going to do is let that dry, and then I'm going to show you how we're going to work on the inside of these as well. Now the next thing that we want to do is we want to take some retribution armor here, and what we're going to do with that is we're just going to take, and it's kind of your own discretion. Now the bomb, don't worry about hitting the bomb with the gold, because you got to paint over that bomb in there anyways. So you just take a little paint, again watering it down a little bit, and just getting all those gold pieces. And again, don't worry about the bomb, because we got to paint black to designate the bomb. The where that you want to be careful with is when you do the football, because you already got it where you want it to. But don't worry, even if you hit that, we can do that. Also, with a little bit of that retribution gold while you have it out, I had a little extra, so I decided just to paint the inside of these numbers. Now it kind of washes out the numbers, but don't worry about that, because we still have to put a wash over that, which will get inside the recesses. Okay, just make sure your paints are nice and thin, and you won't have anything to worry about. And I just decided to make these stand out a little bit, and right now they look a little bland, but don't worry about it. We still got a little bit of work to do on these as well. And I'm only doing one side of these. You don't have to do both sides, I don't think so. It'll kind of help you out there, and you just want to go over and make sure you got it really good, and that'll sit up nice and look very nice when we continue on here. So we're going to let this dry, and then we're going to come back. So again, with my theme of keeping everything very, very, very simple, I took Lugnath Orange, and all I did was just kind of go over them, to just go over the green a little bit. Don't mind the dog. From there, I took some contrast. So with the whole theory of just keeping things simple, I took some Lugnath Orange, or Lugnathian Orange. It's right here and there. And then what I did, don't mind my granddaughter in the background, I took some Griffin Hound Orange contrast and decided to go over it just to bring out the detail a little bit. I put the base just to kind of get rid, to go over the green a little bit. But then just taking this same color and going over our little snotlings, it really brings them out nice and strong, which that's all I want to do, is just try to get, just keep these guys simple. They are not something that I'm really concerned about. The stars of the show are the other players, but you do want to make sure that they look pretty good as you're throwing them across the dungeon, which is the whole point of this, right? Because snotlings just fly greatly in Dungeon Bowl, as you can see. And just taking that and just getting that in there, and then you just let it dry, and then we'll come back and we'll touch these up even further. So the next thing that I did is I took a little Serpum Septia, and what you want to do is you want to shake it up really good, and then you want to get a little bit on your thing here, on your paintbrush. That's what we call them, right? And then all you want to do is just kind of, I want to go around those gold areas a little bit, okay? You can actually go around the silver areas too, but I did inside the gold chests already, like this one here. And it's okay if you go over everything a little bit. You kind of dull it down if you want to. It's up to you. But as you can see, it really starts to pop out that detail, which we really want to do. So a nice wash over that gold, particularly this really just stands out and really brings out that what we're looking to do here. So then we're going to go over this a little bit. Yeah, there we go, huh? And then you want to do the same thing on this, but you just want to hit the gold areas. That's all we care about, all right? And you just want to hit them and just get a little bit in there. Don't worry, you're going to go over this if it doesn't stand out enough. We're going to go over it with a nice dark new oil to bring out the runes a bit. Again, just kind of going over, just bringing out the details. That's all we want to do. We don't have to get too fancy with it. you know, what we're trying to do is just get this up and running nice and quick. And you're going to see some of the detail that we're going to do just to bring it out, because the scenery really sells this game, and that's what you want to do. All right, we'll be back. We're going to let that dry, and then we're going to come back and we're going to finish up. Also, I did paint the bombs black in there, so you can see them that they're black. So that way you know that when you open that chest, kaboom, you're going to be taking a beating. All right, we'll be back up top very soon. Now, the next thing I want to do is I want to take some Lothering Blue, and all I want to do is just kind of lightly go in the middle and work my way out onto the outside. And what we're trying to create is kind of just like a little ring there, and just to, you know, it may be hard to see on this, but all I'm trying to do is just create a little inconsistency. And all you want to do is you want to just take a little bit, and you just want to get it on your brush enough, at least to be dangerous, and then just kind of just work it in there a little bit. We're going to keep going lighter and lighter and give that little bit of a warp feel to it. And that's all you want to do. You don't want to go too fancy or anything like that, or anything too complicated. I mean, it's not rocket science, folks. And just, yeah, there we go. And there you go. You know, just a little bit more. I like to get something a little lighter there and go even lighter on that. So, you know, you start touching it less and less and less, and just putting less paint on there, and that's what's going to give you that really nice warp feel to it. So the next thing I do is I take a little bit of blue horror, okay, right there. And what I do is just wipe it off a little bit here. And then we're going to go over these warp things again, and we're just going to go over very lightly. As you heard, I just dropped a paintbrush there. So it's just even lighter, just going in a slow circle there, just so I can get just a little bit, just to have that warp feel to it. That's all we care about. And I'm going to do the same thing here, nice and easy. All right, and then again, right here. Just nice and easy. That's all we want to do. And you're going to want to make sure that you do both sides. Alright. Just keep it nice and simple. And everything works out in the end there. There we go. And it's nothing too hard to do. Alright, so what we're going to do is get everything together here. I'm going to show you what we finalized and finished up here. And we'll go up top and get my final thoughts. So I just wanted to show you the final of what we've done here. As you can see, the chest, just what we need. You want it to stand out a little bit, and then when you pop it open, boom, there's the ball and everything like that. The gold really sticks out. So just taking and shining that up a little bit. Our warp things just look like, well, they look like you're going to warp through it, and hopefully not kill each other, of course. And they're numbered real well. Our little snotlings here, I'm going to base these. I'm going to base these when I show you guys when I paint the rest of this. This is actually the second set that I'm painting, but I'm actually doing this on camera. So I wanted to show you the first set that I did. This is the first set of the snotlings that I did, and you know, they came out pretty good. I decided to do something a little different here because I'm going to kind of mix this up. I'm going to make like this really weird snotling team. As you can see, they're a complete utter mess. But I wanted to show you just a quick way to do it instead of trying to detail them like I did these other guys here. And there's a nice, just quick, easy way. You just kind of just get them going, and boom, they're off and running. Your chest, your warp things, our goblins. Now all we got to do is the ogres and the dwarves and the elves and the Skaven. So let's send it up top and get some of my final thoughts. I'm probably one of the greatest games ever made, Dungeon Ball. Now there you have it, everybody. Quick and easy. That's the way we do things around here. Just nice, simple paint job, not too complicated. Your washes really work for you and get everything done. So there you have it. We'll be back with part 2 probably in about a week. We're going to be painting like crazy. We've got Battletech we got to paint. We got Blitz Bowl we got to paint. We got Nether Maze that we're going to be doing. And we have another game that we're going to be painting. We're just going to be painting until we can't see. Just like we used to do on the channel. That's what we do here. We're back. We're stronger than ever. And we're going to be bringing it to you each and every week. Until next time, it's your old pal Rob. We'll see you soon, everybody.